Alright y'all, welcome back to the garage. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on the truck today. I went and picked up a few different parts, and we are going to be adding a shore power outlet to the truck. So I'm gonna cut a big hole and stick this right in the side of the bed. So I do have a hole saw that I picked up, but other than that, to go with this, we're gonna cut down this extension cord here, because this plug, you have to wire the back end yourself. Let me see, it's a Park Power by Marine Co. 15 amp power inlet. Bring Parkside power to your RV. Watertight cap, UV and corrosion resistant construction, etc., etc. There are two different mounting options. You can either screw it in with these 3 spots, or it does have a locking collar on the back right there that you can use. So that's what I plan to use. I think you can't actually fit the screws in there if you have the locking collar on. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. So it's either or is what your issue is. And then with the back here, you can see it's got like a water cover, which I'm gonna have to trim, I think, but you just got your power ground and whatnot that you do there. So I'll figure out how long I want this wire, and it does have a three plug outlet on this side, but I need to cut it here, and I'm gonna reuse what I don't have. I don't have a plug right now, but I'll wire a different plug on the end of this, and just have a short wire, I guess. 25 feet was the shortest one I could find, and I'm probably only gonna need like 6 foot at the most. We'll get this He-Man off of there. And then, yeah, 1 7/8 hole saw is not a size that I had. We're gonna figure out our location on the truck, and step 1, I think, is drilling a hole. And then step 2, we will fish this wire down from the inside out over to where I need it to be, wire the plug, and see if it blows up. So the plan is to, I think, mount it down here. Although it goes in this way. We're gonna go, I don't know how low I'm gonna go actually. I'll have to look at the backside. Maybe up a little higher so it doesn't get hit with as much splash. Maybe go up as high as I can. That way I also don't have to run the wire up. But we'll just drill a hole in the body, and it's gonna mount flush right into there. Let's see what this looks like underneath of here. Oh. Okay, so you can see the side of the bed on your truck bed, maybe. It's all the way open to the top, basically. So I can stick it anywhere in the body here. I just have to find a proper place that I can route it all the way along to the other side, because I'm gonna have the outlets coming in on the other side. I can probably actually run it inside of a frame rail somewhere. Looks like there's wires running through here, maybe? Or is that just coming off there? Maybe I'll just clip it to this wire and run it all the way along. I'll zip tie it to that one, and then it'll go up and in. And then on the inside, what we'll do inside of here, pull this down and pull some of this carpet back. And I will more than likely mount it in right here where this foam block is. If you pull this out, if I can pull it out, I'll have to get it in the truck to do that. There's a big gap here that's open to the bottom. You also have these plugs, and I could probably do that way also, but having it up as high as possible, and then it's just gonna probably dangle inside of here behind this, and that'll be fine for the outlet. So we'll figure out which way we're gonna bring it in. You can see I've put some foil tape here and here over some holes. I've talked about it before, but it's been a while. On these Silverado trucks, and I don't know, maybe other years, there's big gaps like this, and there's companies that sell these foam blocks. I have them there. They're also in the center of the bed, and there's in the front of the bed. So that's something to think about, I guess, if you guys are doing this and have not looked at that. But more than likely I'll route it down through there. Yeah. Well, I think here goes nothing as far as drilling a hole. Grab that. Battery. 1 7/8, going by what the instructions say on what I need to use, and this should work perfectly. So I've kind of eyeballed underneath the truck, and it's going to be best if it's basically directly behind the tail light here, and how I want to route it over to the other side. So it's going to go right about here. I could bring it back, but I'm gonna put it right about there. I'm gonna slap a little tape on here just so, I don't know, hopefully the paint doesn't chip or anything around it, but the box is obviously junk with the fender flares, and they're covering up a ton of rust. In fact, there's like metal straps underneath these flares that are holding the fenders, the outer fender and the lower fender together. It's pretty bad, but looks good enough. Doesn't look bad for my house, so to speak. So stick her right there. Well, I never expected to be cutting holes in my truck. Clean these edges up because they are pretty rough. Wrong drawer every time. Am I the only one that does that? Where's a roundy one? That's got a good round backside to it. All right, we're going to set this in there so I can see it from the bottom. And we'll try to fish this cord through. Perfect. Get away. All right, under the truck. So it's just hanging for now, but we're just doing a test fit. But it comes out of the truck bed there, goes through, comes through here, goes above the frame rail in this little pocket here, and it does the same over here, same up there. And you can see our plug right there. The wire is going to get wired into. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably just cut it right at this kink here, right in this area, since I know I have a little bit extra over here that's gonna get tightened up. And pull that back out and actually wire it in there. All right, so I fished the wire back through. I drilled a hole in there and put that in fairly nice. I fished it all back through, everything underneath. So now it's time to put some of this stuff on. I need to, before I start wiring anything, have to make sure this goes on the cable that I have, which is going to be kind of a pain to stick on there, but I think I can do it. And then this needs to also be on there, because I won't be able to put that on after I wire this in. So let's see if with this piece that I got dangling here, if I can, oh hey look, you can see some of the foam right there that's holding my truck bed together, holding the fenders together. All right, wires through. It's kind of hard to see, but I did manage to get the cover and everything on the back of there. So I need to strip some of this off in order to put in here. And I guess it did say on there was a little bit of instructions that came with this power outlet on how much you need to be cutting back so there's no exposed stuff. Let's see. Prepare the wiring on the electrical circuit by stripping the jack at 1 1/8 inch. Cut 9/16 of the insulation off the individual wires. Pull the wiring through the mounting hole, green to green, black to black, white to white, and tighten them down to 12 inch-pounds. I do not have a 12 inch-pounds torque wrench, but it'll be fine. Stick it back together. This should be pretty easy. So I don't have the great way to strip this bigger outside wire. We're just going to try to cut it back this way maybe. This is by far the most professional way you could do this also, so it's just if anybody's telling you you're doing it wrong. I think that right there might be pretty good. Eh? There we go. That one might have been a little bit long. And all your wires are going to match the color, so it's really easy to put this together. There's just little screws on here that will back out a hair, maybe. All right, they are already backed out. There we go. Shove this in here and lock her down in. That should be it. There we go. So we'll put our metal retainer ring on there. That'll tighten her down. All right, that's fairly tight. We'll tighten up here in a second. Let's try to push this weather seal over the back of it. I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. All right, the back is all tightened up, and you can see there's a tiny little drain hole right there, and you can see that from the inside of the plug. So when you open it up, if water was to get in there, it wouldn't do anything. So now I just need to zip tie this wire up to the other stuff up there and test it. That should be it. All right, I grabbed an extension cord that's just long enough, and this thing is new and really tight, but wrong way. There we go. It's nice to have a plug-in right there. And let's see what it's looking like in here. We have power at the plug. All right, we've got our heater, got our plug her in, and turn her on. And that is a heavy duty extension cord. I'm not at all worried about it. It's rated for what I'm running it for, and I don't really plan to ever, honestly, I don't really ever need more than one outlet, because really all I typically use is this. But it'll be nice to have extra outlets to charge things if I'm plugged in somewhere. And I could mount this somewhere, but like I said, I'm just gonna let it dangle. I should have done this a long time ago. Let me shut this heater back off. And then when I'm ready to leave camp, I shouldn't be jump roping like this, because I'll have more than enough cord. Just unplug it. There we go. So we have a nice outlet. And if you get far enough away from the truck, you really can't even see that it's there. It's not perfectly straight. I should probably straighten it out because it's going to bother me. But it looks good. And I'm glad I found this white one. I had originally purchased a different one the other night, and that one was black. And the plug that I was trying to put in that, it was just a different setup, so it didn't work properly. But this looks like it's gonna work great. So anyways, I'm gonna get headed out on some camping adventures, and we'll have some fun. It's cold again here in Nebraska. There's a little bit of snow over there if you can't tell. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out. I'm getting ready to head out and do some camping. So like always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.